What's up, squad? This is Brandon from the Bantu Sun. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, I was going through a lot of my articles, a lot of my topics, thinking about what I wanted to discuss today. And there is a lot of noise. And as I'm going through trying to filter out, what do I think would be a great topic of conversation, something that will be enlightening, I kept coming back to one common theme, and that common theme is Africans need to be working. Whether you're in a continent or you're in the diaspora, Africans need to be working. I'm looking social media, which is social media, and I see a person like Kanye West, probably one of our great creative minds, definitely one of our great creative minds of this generation, of this era in the world, a black man of African descent, screaming out "Heil Hitler." Now, liking Hitler, not liking Hitler, that's irrelevant to me. But the point of the matter is, this is a person that used his platform, his wealth, and his intelligence to promote a German national ideology. Um, like I said, like or hate Hitler, he was a man of his people. Hitler was not a proponent of African pride whatsoever. So it's this misallocation of resource every year. Millionaires, NBA, NFL, so many great sports teams in America create rags and riches stories of millionaires. But when we go back and we look at the inner cities inside of America, what has been built? What have been developed? What is the pipeline for the next generation to make it out? Even though you have African Americans year after year after year after year, newly minted millionaires coming out like an assembly line, getting these great contracts, but then you look back and say, okay, what's been created? And I'm not talking about some foundation that people have with these accounts and shell corporations, and then they go out and pass out T-shirts. I mean, from the naked eye, like when you look at America, you can say, okay, I don't care what the history books can say. I know that the European has been here for 400 years, right? I can see what they did here. I understand that the way this place looked before they got here looks different now. And that's what I'm talking about. When you have all these millionaires come out of our community, when you look back and say, what is undeniable that was created? And it leaves a lot to be desired one way or another. When you look about ownership, when you look about supply chain, you think about industry, art, all the creatives, you say, what do we truly own after all this success? And we have found much success in America. That's not debatable. But the question is, what do we own at the end of the day? What's the residual? What do we get to go home with? And that's where I find things lacking. So when you look at that situation, you look at the Congo. The reason why I haven't came out thoroughly on the Congo yet is because I'm still untangling the Congo. I have a broad understanding of the swaths of what's going on. But believe me, what you see going on in the Congo, it is so much more to meet the eye. We're talking about a country who leader after leader after leader has come up dead. You can say under cloudy circumstances. When you talk about Lumumba, when you talk about um, Mobutu, when you talk about Kabila, all these leaders of the Congo, right? And they're these cloudy, this big cloud around their deaths, highly suspicious. And you look at the fecklessness of the regime there, considering the blessing that the Congo is, something's going on. So, in fact, something is not going on. A lot of things are going on, and there's a lot of hands in a plate in the Congo. I just saw mass graves are being discovered in Libya from all the African migrants that are trying to get to Europe and how they transfer through Libya, and they're being taken advantage of. There's all types of mischiefs and calamity and mayhem going on in Haiti right now. And what I'm basically saying is this common theme of the African world needs to be alert. Oh, I can't forget South Africa. Can't forget South Africa. And the white South African, God bless them, they telling Trump to go kick rocks. Because, believe it or not, white South Africans have a very significant lot in South Africa. I mean, that's part of the problem, right? Part of the problem is, although they're less than 10% of the population, they disproportionately own almost 10 times as much assets as they are. And a lot of that is because of economic disparity. And their argument would be, we have economic disparity because we introduce economics here. And I think that's a great conversation to have. Because I think both is true. I think there's no question that European intervention in South Africa has allowed South Africa to develop at an exponential rate in comparison to other African countries. There's also the conversation that can say that a lot of this wealth was built in conjunction and maybe even on the back of African partnerships. And in an equal country, I don't want to say an equal country, but in a country of equals, opportunity should be free flowing. And I'm not a big fan. I made videos. I'm not a big fan of the whole land appropriation thing. I think there are far more intelligent ways to try to balance things out in South Africa. But that's an issue for the South African people to solve. And Trump, being the man he is, with Elon in his ear most likely, being the man he is, they see white people in trouble and instantly throw out a welcome mat. And regardless of all the other countries in Africa, they're going through things. They're shitholes, right? White South Africans get the threat of a comeuppance, and now they're refugees. Like, but this is the game. This is their game. So when I put on scene, and then white South Africans are like, hey, wait, we're not trying to give up our amazing wine, affordable seafood and steaks, and beautiful weather to come grind it out in a freaking Detroit steel factory. So they're like, no, thanks for no thanks. We'll try to work this stuff out with Malema, if you get what I'm saying. So point of the matter is, the solution to all those problems, and that's just me just taking a little bit off the top, the solution to all those problems is the African man and woman, wherever they be, needs to be working. Because that's the only thing that's going to resolve so many of these issues, right? When there's the industry in the cities, you won't need these athletes. These athletes, maybe they won't feel like people trying to take advantage of them. If they feel it was more of an equal exchange and trade with their investments in the industry. If our economics was right, Kanye West wouldn't be such a distraction. If the economics of sub-Saharan Africa was right, we wouldn't have to have so many youth testing their luck going across the Sahara Desert to try to migrate illegally into Europe, right? And I think so many of the solutions to our issues, it has to result in the work. Because the work is the only thing that we can control. And it what empowers us as a collective. So I really want to just get on and express that, because I was really thinking about that. Whatever your craft is, love it. Love it, as Martin Luther King say. And I'm butchering this, but basically, like, it's okay if you're a cleaner. You know, clean like Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel. Booker T. Washington is still one of my top tier guys as far as Black or African American intellectuals. And we get into all these arguments about esoteric things, especially politics. And the reason I don't like politics is because it's so obscure. Like I just told you, you have no idea how deep the rabbit hole is for the DRC right now. People think they know. They have no idea. They're not in the room when it happens, as saying go. So, but you can be in a room and it happens when you create, when you have those skills. And not only that, but when you create, when you work, produce product, produce art, produce craft, this skill set and this knowledge is something you can pass on. That's just as important. You know, you are monopolizing your talents. And it's not just working for other people. Make sure you're working for yourself primarily. Invest in yourself and in your productivity. I really wanted to get on and express that because we have so many distractions and truthfully all of it's like it's nonsensical at the end of the day. It don't really mean much. What really mean much is the tangible and the legacy that we can leave behind. So we get all that from the work. So I just want to drop my 2 cents on that. Yeah, we're in crazy, crazy, crazy times right now, and it's going to, yeah, we'll see how things wrap up. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment below if you think I was hit the nail on the head or I'm way out in left field. Love to hear your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe if you enjoy the content. Until next time, take care. Bantu up.